HooHooHooRobin.
Hey, let's say hi to Frank Caliendo officially.
Of course.
You flew all night from what, L.A.?
Phoenix. I moved to Phoenix, so,
Did you move to your...
I have
you
2
live
kids
in
now.
Phoenix?
Life is different.
Oh,
What?
wow.
What happened to you?
Well, no more late night whoring for me.
I mean,
That's it, it's
congratulations is what I should be saying.
No. I mean, my life is the same as it
And
was.
Phoenix is... What were you, in the mob?
No, I couldn't
In the
stand
witness
LA
protection
anymore.
program.
It just was terrible. And, once we had the kids, that I decided that, I didn't want to raise them in LA, so we just moved out to Phoenix, and it's just a lot. Then, we moved out to Phoenix for it to be safer, and as we do that, there's 2 serial killers running loose, so.
Yeah, but what are the odds?
Well,
Serial killers.
All right, they're on Showtime.
It's a little excitement.
You're
and
fine.
it's not like a big city where, you get clunked over the head with a cinder block by some homeless guy. That's scarier than a serial killer anyway.
You're fine as long as they're not going after impressionists, so don't worry about it.
Who's that guy who does Madden?
Right, I
looking
got
for
saw
him.
your head.
I just kill impressionists. That'd be a great serial
Sounds like an
killer.
impressionist bit. So I'm doing my John Madden, and I'm over here, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and then boom. There's a saw going through my head. That's the whole Madden eating a sentence thing. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, that predicate tastes better than the subject right there. Put a little prepositional phrase on there. Boom, you got a short sentence.
he's the Cookie Monster of grammar, isn't it? It's like if he had those eyes that Cookie Monster had, though, they'd get stuck in his eyebrows. Like,
I'm looking in 2 different directions at the same time.
by the way, when I run out of jokes, it's just that.
That's all you need to do.
Frank, I think about you all the time because John Madden walks around my neighborhood in between games.
Oh, really?
I guess he lives up there during the football season.
Yeah, he lives in that famous building,
Dakota?
the Dakota.
He does live there?
Yeah,
Because I've been
Dakota.
trying to figure out where he lives because I see him in the hood all the time. The hood.
The Hood, the Upper West Side,
And
is now the Hood.
but he's only there during football season, which I find weird. I never see him
Because I think
in the
he
summer.
works out of there for the football season. So
Doesn't he take the Madden Cruiser to the various locations that
The
he has to
Outback
be?
Steak Cruiser.
that's what it is.
The Outback Steak Cruiser.
Is it?
Yeah.
It used to be called the Madden Cruiser, but now it's sponsored.
Oh, yeah,
Of
yeah.
course it is.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be?
Amazing.
Because he's afraid to fly.
Always what I heard is that he's claustrophobic, so he can get out of a car, but he can't get out of or a bus or something like that. But he can't get out of a plane in the midair.
You think he just loses it in the bus every so often and pull over and just kind of has to get out?
I've heard
Like
that
in
they
the
will.
desert
I
somewhere.
am done! You gotta stop, son of a bitch! What is going on? Hold on.
And I heard like he'll drink like a 6-pack of beer or something. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that.
Yeah.
He'll just have to down some beer.
Okay, let's go. Daddy's ready. Come on!
Let me drive. Yeah. Big bus weaving down the road.
Oh, yeah, to the left, to the right. Look out! Listen, there's a midget with tiny hands. I'm gonna eat him.
Oh, God, what a kook.
He walks around the neighborhood and he's just miserable. Always on his cell phone. Walks really slow. Just a.
Well, you don't
looks
picture
like
John Madden being like a speed walker.
No, he looks like a grouch
Or
though,
a
man.
happy guy
doesn't
clicking his
Good
heels
about
up and down.
myself, feeling carefree.
Yeah.
speed walking.
He just
Where's
walks,
the mall? I want to get around here, lose a couple pounds.
walks really slow. Never happy.
Wearing a Let's Get Physical headband.
Looks like an
Leg
oversized
warmers.
leprechaun.
You know
Yeah.
that he hates me. He literally
Does he really?
Oh, yeah.
Man hates me with a passion. Ever since years ago when on the Kimmel took those when Kimmel was doing the segments on the pregame show and he brought me on and took a pair of hedge clippers to the Madden eyebrows.
Yeah.
And the next day Madden had his eyebrows shaved.
No.
Oh yeah, he cleaned them up.
You know, you got a little trim right there.
My manager went up to him at the Super Bowl a couple of years ago and went, "What do you think of the guy who does the great John Madden impression?" He's like, "I don't like it." "What do you mean you don't like it?" "I don't like it. I should have been Shrek." He didn't say the Shrek thing, but that's probably why he hates me. He'd be perfect as Shrek, wouldn't he?
I mean, you got a donkey that sounds like Eddie Murphy over there, and a gingerbread man right there. I mean, the gingerbread man is the only guy I know who's made out of the same thing as his house. I mean, you can eat your house, and you're probably not a cannibal. I mean, the gingerbread man, the Brett Favre Shrek world right there.
Such a freak.
Yeah, he does not enjoy that. Some people really don't like when you do impressions of them, I guess.
Especially if
Other
you're on
people
Mad
find it
TV
fine.
doing impressions.
Yeah.
I think it's more okay if you're on Saturday Night Live doing it, because then all of a sudden it's iconic, and then, and Mad TV...
Yeah, you really do it mean-spiritedly. Yeah, they're having fun over there. You people are just mean.
Yeah, there is something like that. Like SNL, it's really a weird thing. It's Mad TV. The only guy that ever liked me doing an impression of him on Mad TV was Rod Roddy, who passed away now. But you remember that from The Price is Right? Come on now!
Oh, yeah.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. And the joke we did there the first time that he communicated with Mad TV was we did Mike McDonald was playing Bob Barker. He's like, "You've been gone for a little while, Rod Roddy. Great to have you back." "Thanks, Bob. Of all the guys at that rest stop, who knew it was the sheriff's son?" That's the joke we did. And he wrote back, or his publicist wrote, "Rod really likes this."
I bet he does.
Of course he does.
I bet he did.
"It's fantastic." And I read his publicist's letters in his voice, apparently.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who didn't realize that he was doing the wrong voice for the wrong person. I mean, it happens sometimes.
Watch out,
Frank. By the way, I'm a huge YouTube fan, and you're one of the top.
The Bush Clinton bit that I did on Letterman. I'm actually doing a thing on Letterman tonight.
He's got one of the top comedy bits on YouTube.
Yeah, the thing the fact that Clinton could lie his way out of anything, look you directly in the eyes and get away with it, be like, "I am not here. You do not see me. I don't know what it is you're looking at, but it is not me. What is here? Isn't here just there without a T? Ladies, I love you." But Bush, I mean, he tries to lie, but he can't. He's got truthful Tourette's or something like that. If the Monica Lewinsky scandal happened to Bush, no way he gets out of it. Put him on the stand. "Mr. President, you have relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky?"
What did they tell me to say here? That was out loud, wasn't it? I cannot believe I said that. There's two kinds of words, inside words and outside words. Inside words stay in, outside words come out. That time an inside word popped out. That was pretty good, man. Goodification.
He's the only president who can answer a question like a 17-year-old girl, too.
Whatever. Whatever. He really is. Talk to the fist because the hand don't exist. Boom. Gotcha. You got to duckificate, man. Get your head down. Weeble wobble bobble bobble. You know what I'm saying? Go for it, my friends.
I love that swagger, the little lean he does on the podium.
Oh, he looks like he's from the Old West.
Yeah, like leaning on the bar for a drink.
Yeah, give me a whiskey, because I'm ready to presidentialize, man. Walking around with the spurs on, cha-chang, cha-chang, trying to trick himself, cha-chang, cha-chang. I'm gonna kick some ass.
He does. He leans there. He just points at the reporter. "Hey, Bob."
Hey, you.
Yeah.
You a blind guy. I could care less if you're really blind. Is the sun out?
That is really good.
Did you hear? You saw that?
Oh yeah, of course. The blind guy.
Why wearing those glasses, man? Is that big ball of hot gases out? Is that Mr. President, he's blind. Oh, well, I guess my approval rating has disapproved a little bit,
What a tool.
That was a great moment. All right, listen, we got to take a break. Frank Caliendo in studio today. What are you promoting, Frank?
I'm doing something on Letterman tonight.
Very nice.
The other thing is, I've wanted to get in here forever, and it's just I've been out on the West Coast, and I get a lot of emails from people saying, "Hey, you got to call O&A, call O&A." But I always hate those crap. Sometimes it's just crappy phone calls, and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in, wherever." And it feels like just a plug with nothing. So I'm like, I got to come in.
Yeah, the phone call thing is a little rough.
Sometimes the phone can be good, though, if you've been on the show a lot, you interacted and stuff like that a lot. But It's been a long time since I've talked to you guys. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to be in Chicago in a couple weeks. And
see, there's a guy who knows how to almost work it in,
but he made it a little awkward. Chicago Improv.
See, there he did it again. I would eat that mother fruiter.
Frank, take us to break as John Madden.
The virus is spreading. I can feel it going through different parts of my body. One of them I can say on XM. One of them I can't say here. And then boom. We'll be back on the flip side, yo. Opie and Anthony.
Frank Caliendo this morning on the Opie and Anthony show. He's going to be on Letterman tonight. Hopefully you'll be doing some Al Pacino.
Maybe, huh? How's that sound?
How's that for a setup?
Come on. Talking off the air. We didn't get into it on the air.
but maybe we will. You never know. You never understand.
One of my favorite sketches I ever did at Mad TV, and there were like 3 over 5 years. And
Here's a guy who has a little bit of bitterness.
Been there. I understand what you're talking about.
But we did this thing. Will Sasso and I did Al Pacino and Robert De Niro going for ice cream, and it was.
Oh, I remember that.
That was a great bit.
Yeah, like it's
31 flavors to choose from? This is gonna be tough.
What about mint chocolate chip? You like that?
I like mint, but I don't like chocolate, especially when it's in the form of little chips. Come on!
he yells for no reason.
What happened to him over the years?
Screaming, and that's why somebody should cast him as a librarian, just to see what he'd do. Because you know he's going to start screaming. Everybody's like, shush him. Shh.
Where's the B section? Shh. Where is the B section? Shh. And what the hell is the Dewey Decimal System?
It's a system created by a guy named Decimal, you ding-dong. Come on, man. Thinkify. Brainificate.
What do you think about Robin Williams? Rehab, he's out now.
Well, if you'd seen RV and you were in it, you'd probably be there too. You know what I'm saying? Come on, play along, grow a beard, get serious. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Just bring it down. Doesn't matter if the show's brought down with energy, because usually I'm doing 5 different things at once. It's the Robin Williams theory of comedy. If you don't have a joke, just switch voices. And we're dancing, we're back. See, that's what Frank does.
He does it. You don't always need a joke when the voice changes. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
It's like he's eating a sentence there.
I heard that before. Okay, come on. Somebody's going to regurge. Let me do it. You know what I'm saying? How many times are you going to say, you know what I'm saying?
Damn,
That is really right on.
spot on. Jesus Christ.
Hey, we should promote the fact that Mathew Modine is going to be in the studio in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, man.
Yes.
We haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Matthew Modine will be on the show today at 8 o'clock.
I didn't even know Frank was here until I,
What? What? Hey, wow! There he is!
Of course it is.
Oh, you want to just check out the show? Yeah. Just have him come in. He can't wait.
Yeah.
It's Matthew Modine.
Of course.
Sorry,
I think
Frank.
I realize how regular I am.
Sorry, Frank.
I waited for an hour.
Frank waited for an hour. Matthew Modine is,
Hello, Matthew.
is
pleasure.
right in.
how you doing?
Take a seat, get comfy.
I thought Al Pacino was in the building.
I'm here.
Isn't that great?
Matty. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, buddy.
It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, Frank's going to be on Letterman tonight.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing something odd. It's a very weird thing.
You're doing something odd?
Yeah. I don't know if I should. I'd watch it because it's going to be. I've never done anything like it before.
Ooh, intriguing.
I don't think. Well, I shouldn't say I've never. Letterman's never done anything. I don't think he has. I mean.
So he has you doing something different than a normal appearance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to reenact some kind of Senator Foley thing, are you? Never done this before.
What if John Madden were Senator Foley? Yeah, I want to, don't read this out loud. Frank doesn't know where he could go with it, so he cut himself off.
Censorship is what it's all about, my friends.
Oh, we're loving the Foley stuff, man. Mark Foley is...
So was he?
Yeah,
Until he got caught.
Apparently so. Well, we can't just leave Matthew here to sit.
I'm enjoying being a passive watcher.
Yeah?
Just sitting. Yeah, just sitting drinking his coffee. It's like, come on.
This is
Matthew
Full Metal
Modine.
Jacket week on the Opie and Anthony show.
I heard you had Ardley Ermy on.
Yeah.
He was great, man.
He is a blast.
Jimmy's really bummed because he's a huge fan, and he was in Pittsburgh doing comedy.
Pittsburgh. I missed Arlie Ermy because I was doing Pittsburgh. It was really awful.
Had him on for an hour. Of course, you know he can talk.
I mean, imagine him as Gunnery Sergeant Hartman with a chainsaw in his hands.
Yeah. Exactly.
I saw the commercial. He is just perfect for that role.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
He took me out of it, though. I saw the first one. I'm like, that's Arlie Ermy. It's Hartman. I couldn't watch him in the first one.
I've seen him in so many other things, though, that it doesn't bother me to see him in another role.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's definitely good.
Burning.
He was great in, what was the Dead Man Walking?
Dead Man Walking.
The father of the girl that murdered.
So he's done other things where I could watch him in anything.
Just because it was horror. It was weird to see him in a horror film.
Yeah. No, Lee's got some chops.
Yeah. He's pretty candid, too. He was going off about
his father.
Family, how they didn't really get along. And
we basically said, tell us about the movie, and we went to a place like, wow, how did we get here? So we're like, so do you get along with your father? He goes, no, I hate him. He basically said he hates his father.
He does enjoy talking.
So, but we had
which is very cool, because you let him talk forever. But, man, I saw you guys. It was man, you, D'Onofrio, over at the BAM Center over there in Brooklyn a couple of years back, you were doing a screening of Full Metal Jacket and then a question-answer thing
Q&A, yeah.
at the end, Q&A. And I was sitting there and I was kind of joking last night with my girlfriend going, I don't have to raise my hand now to ask him a question. We could just sit here, look at this. I'm on the stage with you.
He's got to just answer it. He just got to answer the question now.
But that was really interesting, like that you guys did that.
It was.
Went out,
it was the
small screenings.
The first time that we had really spoken about the movie since we made the movie.
Yeah.
The two of us to sit, because there wasn't, like
it didn't have the
press junket kind of thing.
It didn't really have the cult following that it does now. So to do it at the time, I guess nobody was asking, but now it has such a cult following. People want to know so much about it that they had a small screening there. It was a couple of hundred people, and then Q&A with you and Vincent D'Onofrio, and it was great. It's just really insightful, funny.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Vince.
What's the number one question they ask you about the movie that you're just almost sick of answering?
The first question that everybody asks: what was Stanley like?
Really?
Yeah.
What was Stanley like? So.
Everyone's got their own little interpretation of what Stanley was like.
I kept a diary while I was making the picture, and I
have it.
You have it,
yeah.
And
I have it right here. Look at Jimmy. I have it and a gun.
Never had any intention of publishing a personal diary, but there's so much time has gone by, and it has a whole life of its own, So
yeah.
It's kind of a wonderful thing because Stanley Kubrick was such an amazing filmmaker to be able to, as a piece of history, as a kind of document of what it was like to be a kid going to work with this incredible filmmaker, and just a little chink in the wall to be able to have a peek at him.
Yeah.
But I think that he'd be really proud of the book. I mean, I wanted the book to have some integrity, something, because he was so fastidious about everything he did that I wanted the book to be something, if he held in his hands, that he would really love and appreciate. And
what made you keep a diary? Like, most people aren't that insightful. Like, hey, this is
playing a journalist. I was out of acting school, and you think, okay, what do I got to do? What, let me get into my role, man. And
wow, what a great thing, though.
He probably does it before he came in today.
Oh yeah,
he put on your Al Pacino underwear, your Frank Madden shirt.
Frank Madden. Is that my life? Did you get that? Doesn't matter, because that's what people call me.
Frank Madden.
That is 90% of my life.
Why
Aren't
not?
you Frank Madden?
But what do you put on to become Bush?
He does the greatest Bush. No one does a better Bush than Frank Caliendo.
Oh man, it's like he got stung by a bee and had an allergic reaction, man. Face puffed up. That's some bad shellfish, I enjoy, Flamitol, Jacquet.
He gets the face going too. He's got the same mouth.
It's what it is. When I say what it is, I don't mean that saying from the 70s, what Raj would say to Dwayne on what's happening. I mean what it is, actually,
Jesus Christ.
That's really creepy.
Do some promos. You're listening to the Opie and Anthony show. These guys are FCC approved.
Well, thank you.
Sort of.
Finally.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Not
Thanks
really.
for that stamp of approval, Mr. President.
Yeah, well, FCC does have a couple letters in it. Words you can't say.
No global warming in this studio.
No
global warming anywhere. I don't know where you've been, man. It's cold out. There's no global warmification. Al Gore is nuts. He's in the cuckoo tree. He lives up there with a couple of monkey people. Just swinging from the trees, talking about a heat wave. It's truly ridiculified.
Someone asked us yesterday. I got an email about us going to Chicago.
Yeah, they want us in Chicago.
They want us in Chicago in December, and I said, how long does Al Gore say it's going to take for this global warming to kick in? Because if it's under 2 months, I'm out. I'm not going to Chicago in the winter.
Chicago is disgusting in August.
Yeah, that's fall.
Al Gore's crazy, man. He is. Hey. Global warming. He said this internet thing would be big. No, that's happening.
It's a fad, right?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the environment is still here. Look around you. We're all in our habitat, living inside the middle of the environment. It's not going anywhere. We don't live on Mars or some.
Hey, you're very
people
very smart, Mr. Bush.
I've been working out mentally.
Have you?
Yeah, books and book-like things, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I kind of doubt you read those books that the White House spokespeople say that you're reading. Oh, it's books on tape.
Books on CD. Books on DVD, so you see the pictures too. Slideshow on DVD. Man.
Isn't books on DVD just really a movie?
Well, yeah, but not as good. I came up with something for that.
It's so creepy. Really is. Anyway, Mathew Modine in studio.
Yes.
By the way, can I say this too? I noticed I got still pictures taken of me, but the movie camera came out for him.
Well, duh.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You just realize your place. Not that it's wrong. I'm okay with it. It's funny to me that
Frank waited an hour. You waited 15 seconds. He gets the still pictures, and Mathew Modine gets the movie camera.
I found that the key.
Yes.
I found that
You're
the key
right.
is just get on the other side of the glass so they see you. But I probably would have. They'd be like, "Oh, look, Frank's here. He's coming on." And
I know. I got a button for a shade that goes right down.
It's when you come up to the glass and you've been in a movie we've seen 500 times and still watch it again.
I was watching it the other night after Arlie Army came in. I was so depressed I missed it. I just had to put it on for a little while.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite scenes is when after you blanket party pile, just when you're listening to him cry, the hands over the ears. What a great shot that is.
Creepy.
Really creepy. The little like bluish gray lighting, and you just covering your ears.
Was that that a lot of Kubrick, or was that you? Just I don't want to have to say I am a genius and I was doing everything like that. But did he really help you with that role? Was he very hands on with what you did in that, or
No.
no?
No.
It was pretty much.
My
Hey,
favorite
go at it,
direction
guys.
I ever got from Stanley was, Mathew, you're not going to do it that way, are you?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, you do it hundreds of times. I mean, over and over and over again, and so then you'd try something different, and he'd say, what was that? You did it differently that time. I said, well, yeah, you didn't like the last 20, so I thought I'd try something different. I never said I didn't like the last 20.
Oh, man, how intimidating is that?
Why are we doing 22 then? And he's, because I don't know. And
I don't know.
Would you just start sweating?
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine like that, the intimidation of Kubrick saying something like that.
Intimidating, man.
Wow.
What was the hardest scene? Like, what was the most takes in the scene you did in the entire film? Because there's like legendary stories about him and Scatman Crothers in The Shining.
Yeah.
Trying to get that one shot, where he did like 80 takes.
They would erase the slate so you wouldn't have that number. And so we didn't measure things in numbers of takes. We'd measure things in numbers of days. So there.
Wow.
At the wall there, when we were about to send 8-Ball into the town where he gets shot by the sniper, at that wall, we were at the wall for a month.
A month.
Yeah, that's an independent film. A month.
That scene where all you guys are laid out. You're under the wall, taking cover.
Yeah.
A month.
I come up to Cowboy.
Jesus
I come up to Cowboy. They're looking at the map, and I say, "What's the matter? We lost." And he tells me to shut up. From that point to when we make that movement into the square was a month.
And how long is that on film, would you say?
I think that might be 3 minutes of film. 3 minutes.
How long did the whole film?
It's a lot like that at Saturday night, isn't it?
God.
Oh, yeah, I once did 3 takes. John Madden popcorn bit.
That is almost unjustifiable if it wasn't Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Arliss Howard, who played Cowboy, said, "I don't care if this is the greatest scene in the history of film. I will curse this scene till I die."
Wow. How long did the whole film
Just for
take?
continuity reasons, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, was your hair longer at the end of the scene, or like?
You know what? It was wintertime. We were filming in London. That was the place called Beckton Gas Works, and there was breath coming out of our face. So they got those big football heaters. They look like jet engines on the sidelines, but they're too noisy, so you can't record sound. So they get that flex duct, that aluminum shiny stuff, and they put the things really, really far away, and then put the ductwork in our faces, blowing hot air. Now, Mr. Bush would know this. That if you superheat air with gas, what's going to come out the other end is going to be carbon
Mono or dio?
Carbon dioxide. So you got
that wasn't where I was going.
100 yards of flex ducts with hot air blowing carbon dioxide in your face, and we couldn't figure out why people were passing out and losing their voices and getting sick to their stomach. I suggested that might be the carbon dioxide blowing in our faces, and don't be silly.
Yeah.
Don't be silly.
Yeah. Well, that is amazing. A month.
Yeah.
Oof. And the whole movie took what?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say why we had the jets. It was because we had frost coming out of our mouths. So we tried to hide it because it's supposed to be Vietnam, right?
Yeah. It's not going to be very chilly.
Yeah.
On a Vietnam day.
You're wearing combat fatigues and there's snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It was the
that'd be a
jungle.
problem.
Look a little silly.
It wasn't good.
Was it an 8-month shoot, the whole thing?
I was in England for almost 2 years. Yeah, from start to finish. But
when did you know?
The actual filming was about like if you put day to day, if you put them back to back, it was probably 10 months. Lee Ermey got in a horrible car accident. He was out in the biggest forest in the world, a place called Epping Forest, and he's around Christmas time looking for Chinese takeout. We don't know what he was really doing out there in the forest, but he got in a car accident, and the steering wheel trapped him into the car. His chest was crushed, and he was that whole boot camp thing because he had to, imagine saying all that stuff and you got broken ribs and then his throat started bleeding and then they brought a doctor in and it started spraying some kind of steroids in his throat so that he could speak.
Wow.
So when
just
he gets
made
in
him
your face and
angrier.
starts yelling, you got a combination of cigarettes, coffee, blood, and now some frightening steroid thing, and he's getting in your face going, "What's your major malfunction?" and spittle all over your face, and it's just like, just hit me, please, and let's get this over with.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the order of the filming? Did it? I'm sure it didn't go exactly like.
No, we did all the Vietnam stuff, and then we came back and did the boot
first,
camp.
and then did the boot camp.
Lee Ermey was hired to be the technical advisor on the film. He wasn't meant to be the actor, and he was auditioning extras, and when Stanley saw how fantastic he was auditioning people and just kind of making stuff up, that it would be foolish not to use somebody with such a tremendous talent.
I said that was amazing when he was in just that one shot, without a cut, him rambling through his speech at the beginning, just going around the guys in the barracks without a cut.
He worked hard. I mean, he worked really, really hard at that.
That's rough. Me and Opie know, having filmed our television commercial.
That's right, Andy.
Having to say 3 words, and there's 8 billion outtakes on a gag reel for 3 words. I can imagine Arlie Ermey walking around like that and saying so much dialogue in one, and a Kubrick shot. So I can only imagine how many times he got it right, but maybe something went out of focus for a second and had to be done all over again.
Arliss Howard used to joke that he had a butt plate in his head. I don't know if you can swear on this.
You can do whatever you want. They'll figure it out down the hall.
They'll figure it out down the hall.
There's a line in the film where he says, you're the kind of guy that fuck a guy in the ass and not even have the goddamn courtesy to give him a reach around.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that one's not okay.
Mr. Bush?
Thank you, Mr. Bush.
I'll check with it. But,
thank you.
I will let you know.
It's just going to make me very happy to read later on that Matthew Modine got dumped out on our show.
Saying
dump
that.
sheet.
That's pretty
Because
cool.
Mr. Bush is here, there won't be any fines imposed.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm a fan of the dump report, my friends.
But yeah, that came out of nowhere. Lee Ermey went up. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know what lines he was supposed to say, and it just kind of, that just came out. And you try to get a mental picture of what it was that he just said while you're standing there at attention, and then you realize what it was. And
man,
How do you just not laugh your ass off?
Hey, when did you know you were going to be in a classic? When did it hit you? Did it hit you during the filming, or when it started getting reviewed? Or
no, you don't know something like that till
you actually
4 years
see
after it's come out.
Right.
I mean, because films. I mean, go back and look at Rocky. Rocky was one of the most inspirational, fantastic films ever, and it's a classic. But you go back and look at it now, and it's like pasted together really poorly. I don't know if it's because Sylvester Stallone became Sylvester Stallone, or I mean, but you loved Rocky. I mean, him swallowing those eggs and and you go back and look at that film, and it doesn't work.
I preferred Paulie throwing the turkey out the window.
He's fantastic in it.
That was always
wonderful.
partial
Another
to
one
the
I
pet
missed
shop
when he
scene.
came in, Burt Young.
Burt Young.
That was
yeah.
part 2.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, when she drops the feed bag, falls face
Oops.
first. One of my favorite actors ever, who I still feel should be doing the same role, just entire films by himself, is the old Colonel. That's some kind of sick joke. Please tell me you just talk to him all the time. All I'd want to do is just talk to him.
Yeah, that guy. You couldn't talk to him. He was. Maybe he's what they call one of those method actors. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. He was a colonel. Was a colonel. There was no talking to him.
Come on in for the big win.
Yeah.
Jimmy, do the Gord line.
All I've ever asked from my Marines, they obey my orders, and they would the word of God. God. Oh, he was the greatest. I would just want him. I want to take a trip with him and just let him talk to me and tape. Guy rules.
Yeah, when that came out, I guess, was that the same year as Platoon, or?
I think 87.
No,
was
87. Yeah, because
I think Platoon came out 85. Yeah.
85. Yeah. So I remember there was there another movie that came out that was
Hamburger Hill?
Hamburger Hill. That was it that came out, and people were kind of comparing the two.
Yeah.
Remember that one, but
Well, we know who won that battle.
yeah.
And the most famous line out of the film probably is the hooker. I mean, the most famous single line is "Me
Oh
So
my God.
Horny."
The Two Live Crew song.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she was was she like a regular chick? She wasn't like an actress, was she?
That was probably the first
What a dumb
rap
question
song
that
that
was.
crossed over into white America.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
me
'cause
so horny.
no one knew the line.
Time. Yeah. She was a character. There's a whole chapter devoted to her in my book.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Too cool. Fantastic.
Well, love to talk about your past forever, but what are you doing? What you working
Well,
on?
I'm in here today to encourage every New Yorker, because I don't think it's open across the country. It's just three theaters in the in New York. A film called Kettle of Fish with Gina Gershon, who's quite extraordinary in her own
The
right.
lovely Gina Gershon.
The lovely
yeah.
Gina Gershon. Yeah, she got a pretty mouth, doesn't she?
Certainly does.
What's the movie about?
It's it's not a movie that we haven't seen before. It's a story about a guy trying to fall in love, trying to make a commitment, trying to he's a jazz musician, he's a player, a different girl every night, every weekend, and he decides that he's getting a little bit too old for that. Maybe it's time to find a good girl and settle down, And so what does he do? He pursues a woman who's just got married. So that's, something that would never work. So he can say, well, I'm a loser and I better go back to my old ways. And he sublets his apartment to Gina Gershon, and there comes the love story. So it's the same meat and potatoes, but it's a different gravy. And it's a really charming picture. Yeah. And Gina Gershon is fun to look at. She's really funny in the movie. It was a real pleasure to work on it. There's a wonderful new actress, Christy, that's in it that will excite a lot of your young male audience, and then there's Mathew Modine that you can watch.
Of course.
Wonder, why is he not in a military movie?
It's weird not seeing you standing by a toilet with a rifle pointed at you. I watch little moments like that because I've done a little acting too, and to watch a real actor work, there's a scene where you're fixing where you're getting D'Onofrio ready, and you're just fixing his collar, and you're not looking at him, and the loathing for him that you're giving off, and he picks up on it and goes, "You hate me," is just so great. I'm such an overacting ass. I would look at him and open my eyes and go, "Grr," just so the audience knew that I hated him.
Not know what to do with your hands.
Yeah, I would just growl at him. But it's just great to watch a real actor. Those little weird moments. It's just nice.
Yeah, D'Onofrio's a guy that everybody kind of knew him as that guy from that role when he started. I think he had done a couple of things beforehand, but not anything really stand out like that. Might have been his first role.
His first role. And they did Mystic Pizza,
but he came out of that and then got back into, I guess, the shape he was in. And I remember watching, I guess it was Adventures in Babysitting, and he played the Thor character. And I couldn't place who the hell that guy was. And for the whole movie, I'm sitting there going, who is that guy? He looks familiar, but he's like he had worked out. He was huge. He was all buff and everything.
Steve Guttenberg put muscles on.
Yeah, that's
Howdy Doody with muscles.
Howdy Doody. It was and then I'm like, oh my
Saturday
God.
Night Live, they got one of those muscly bodies.
Who's what?
The guy that used to do Saturday Night. They put on.
Oh, Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's frightening.
It's frightening when a comic kind of gets like that. Like Carrot Top Carrot Top can kick anyone's ass.
What pecs he has? That guy,
who
what
would
a body
know
on him.
I
Oh,
thought that was
Carrot Top could kick your ass. It's really he's really like that.
I have a photo with him, and he's got his arm around me, and he has an open shirt, and you can look in and see his chest muscles, and you have to look.
It's not right.
Oh, it isn't.
Muscles?
Really bothersome.
I'm just thinking, if you're Carrot Top, you gotta be able to kick anyone's ass because you're Carrot Top.
He's a big dude too.
Yeah,
he's like
the real
6'5" or something, isn't he?
No, he's tall. I don't remember. He's not that big, but he's.
Hey, before we let Matthew go, we got to go to Jim in Massachusetts. A lot of people want to talk about
Jim.
What Jim's going to say here. Jim, go ahead.
Hey, Matthew Modine. I'm a huge fan. Full Metal Jacket was practically one of my inspirations for joining the Marines. And Jimmy Norton, I'm just a huge fan. You're fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
And the O&A virus is definitely spreading through Mass. You know, I mean, I listen every morning, and you guys are great.
What a poignant call.
All-encompassing call.
You want to say that Vision Quest is the best movie of all time. There you go. That's what he really wanted to say.
Does it bother you that Full Metal Jacket is the one? I mean, that's obviously, you're in one of the, just such a classic, but is that, like, as an artist, you like, I kind of don't always talk about that movie. I did other stuff.
No, it's
not like he was in the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? A lot of people don't
I loved the Memphis Belle.
Yeah.
Thought that was great.
No, it depends on where you go. If you go to a Ranger game or a Yankee game, people, Vision Quest, shoot. Nobody wants to wrestle, shoot. And they know lines from the movies. And you're a bleeder, Loudon. You can't hold your mud. So, I mean, it's that and Memphis Belle.
Yeah.
And some people, it's Pacific Heights, with Michael Keaton. And
that was a creepy movie.
That was a great movie.
Creepy movie, yeah.
Oh, my God. I forgot you. Yeah. All right. You were the husband.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He was a creep in that one.
Yeah.
Some people, and the band played on because it was such an important movie, and for helping people to realize that AIDS wasn't something that had a sexual preference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And the band played on.
That was years ago. Like.
Yeah,
right when everybody started to get recognition of the whole thing. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, did D'Onofrio and Army ever eat lunch together? Like, is there photos of them chit-chatting? Because you can't picture those two exchanging a cordial word ever after only seeing them in the film. Were they like friendly off camera?
I kind of remember during the interview you did after the movie that they didn't quite hit it off that well.
No, I don't think so. No, I mean. The only interchange that I remember Vince having with Lee Ermey was that in the beginning, remember when Lee Ermey slaps me in the beginning of the movie? He kept slapping me, and you don't want to slap somebody, so it's like a miss. And he had a shoulder problem, so he would slap me, and it would look like a miss. And then 6 out of 10 times he would slap me across the face. And Stanley go, no, we got to go again. It looked like a miss. I said, no, he hit me. I didn't look. Look at my teeth are loose. And he goes, no, we got to go again. And he goes, well, the angle doesn't work. Let's change the angle. And so then we did another day of filming with him slapping me from the other side of the face. So I got slapped in the face about 24 times. And the whole thing, the person who sells a punch is not the guy throwing the punch, it's the guy taking the punch. So you got to throw your head. So my neck was killing me, and I was whining about it. And so when it came Vince's turn, when he says, what side of your face is that? Your left. And what side of your face is that? My right. Because he can't remember his right from his left.
Yeah.
So Vince remembered how many days it took to get that with me. And so he just went over to Lee and he said, look, I want you to slap me across the face. And I want you to slap me really good because I want it to be over with. And then he went into Kubrick and said, I want him to slap me. And then Lee Ermey went over to Stanley and said, listen, he wants me to slap him. He goes, yeah, slap him. And so when Vince gets slapped in the movie, he gets slapped so hard his hat spins around on his head. Yeah. But it was over. That
was it.
Yeah, he slaps.
You only had to take one good one.
You can really tell, too.
That was a dead-on slap in the face. There was no way to fake that.
And that horrible slap that you go, oh, that's going to leave a mark.
D'Onofrio's reaction, too, is more than just acting. Like, he's holding in actual pain. Yeah. And delivering his line.
Yeah. Vince looks actually like he got slapped by his father and is about to start crying.
Right, yeah.
He probably peed a little bit in his pants when it happened.
I always thought the best slap ever was Kiss of Death, Richard Widmark. Do you remember? You ever see that where he slaps the little fat man in the face? He says the kitchen's closed, and his hand is so sleek, and he crisply slaps the other man across the face. And then I saw that, and I'm like, no, that's got to take first prize.
It was when De Niro De Niro and Chris Walken and Somehow, somehow.
Oh God!
Oh my God, Deer Hunter.
Deer
Hunter. Yeah.
Oh
those
man,
are the craziest slaps.
Oh yeah, he's just getting more and more pissed with
making
each
him play
slap.
Russian roulette.
Yeah, like man, that'll piss you off.
Well, we got to get Mathew out of here. He's got you got interviews all day. They're saying we got you to right about now.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Oh man,
I want to leave.
Couldn't have been happier to have
you. Like doing radio. This is like coming over to some guy's house.
That's what we try to do.
Hanging.
Yeah.
It's a hang. We try to do a hang.
Unfortunately, we want to talk about, Full Metal Jacket more than I'm sure you want
7
to.
o'clock in the morning, so we're having coffee instead of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Well, come back and see us.
All right, I'll come back.
And wait, the movie is called it's Kettle of Fish. And it opens in New York City, and it says and select cities. There's only 3 here in the city.
Yeah.
Theaters. And when does it open? It was this Friday.
Yeah, you probably can look online and find it. But yeah, it's playing 3 cities here in New York. This is a really important weekend. I encourage every New Yorker to come out and please come out and see the film. That'd be great.
Starring Mathew Modine and Gina Gershon.
Lovely.
And
Gina Gershon.
Yeah, she really is fantastic. Yeah. Good luck, man. We're really, really happy you came in.
She's really sorry. She wished she could have come in today. She loves you guys. She loves the show. She's in Ireland working, and she just texted me from Dublin saying that she wishes that she was here.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Wow, someone got a text from Gina Gershon right near me. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. You feel kind of warm and fuzzy all over.
And that someone is Mathew Modine.
Yeah. So we got to thank Mathew Modine for stopping in. We got to take a break here. Thank you, Mathew.
All right.
Thanks so much.
We greatly appreciate it. More with Frank Caliendo after the break. It's the O&A virus spreading across America.